Application of fertilizers before planting, after 6 weeks, after 8 weeks, and after 12 weeks. Which is most essential? Fertilizer stands at the important point where all farmers want to increase their yield. For better productivity, for better yield, and to make more money in farming, fertilizers are always required. They are always required, but they are not necessities. But it can only be a necessity for those who desire to increase productivity, and as such, you need to know which of these fertilizers on and how to impute them, how to put them, especially those who want to take their product abroad, those who want to send their product across countries, across borders. This is an opportunity to increase yield and increase production. Just getting to know fertilizers usage, notwithstanding the different types of countries which are there in Africa, and knowing that Nigeria, with over 220 million people, still stands at a higher chance of higher productivity. So, with a large population of Nigeria, it makes it difficult for others, but it does not mean in your own local territory you cannot do well. So, months of fertilizers application. Which month do we go? So from the 16th to the 24th, especially this week at 6 weeks, is the best periods to impute fertilizers. And also from the 10th to the 17th of May at 10 weeks. I'm saying all this for all those who planted in the month of March. Important informations to take seriously. You can still start your farming experience now. This is because each country has its own unique weather condition. While other countries are harvesting, it might be the period of slashing in your own country, and maybe it's time to apply fertilizers. So, everybody who planted last month, this is simply the period. Understanding the type of vegetation, the type of lands, and everything required is good. So we have forest, grass, and shrubs vegetation. All these three forms of vegetation is very important because you know if you are to slash the land for those who are planting right now, if you are to slash the land and the different forms of fertilizers to use, if you are just having a grass vegetation or a shrub vegetation, you might not need slashing before the anything happens. And also, in the application of herbicide, you ought to know which herbicide. The first I'll recommend to you is Finish. Yes, they call it Finish in any shop you go. You can even find it. And we also have Gamalin. I don't know the name to call it, but we call it Gamalin. And these two products ought to be. These two products are really necessary to spray your farm before planting, and you must need a jerry can. You need a spraying can in order to help you do this. Come on, you need to protect yourself too of caution. Roundup also is a very good product to apply. How do you apply? The specificity of application most often is written on the containers of this herbicide. So before planting, most often, yeah, we don't apply fertilizers, but we apply herbicides. So for those who are in Africa and this is the month, they did not plant last month and you're planting this month, depending on how fast you want to go, you might just want to consider herbicide. While others who are already advanced will be thinking about fertilizers since they've already planted. Now, once your soil is already ready, soil fertility should be taken into consideration. Why so? A soil with low fertility is very difficult to contain fertilizers because even if you put fertilizer, the fertility might not be that which you desire. But a land which has a moderate fertility, applying fertilizers to it might be just what you need. Also, depending on the type of land and how the pesticide and everything which is there, ensure to always spray your farms before planting, even if your soil is ready. So consider Roundup Tubo, consider to spray your farms for everybody who is trying to plant this April. Like I said, this is the last week of April, but yet it is not yet late. Better to be late and be yet the latest. So you could still take out time to slash your farms and to spray this Roundup to know or the finisher or the gamalin. Why do I say so? Different countries have different climatic condition, and I'm saying this video because I believe there are different types of climatic condition, and you should do it based on your country. Do not I don't want to give a specific information because it might hinder those who want to already start tilling the soil either to plant corn, groundnut, cassava, yams, what have you. All these are required in order to plant. So come on, if you are still at this stage, we appreciate you and know that you will get there. Farming still remains one of the most reliable source of income, and that's why you see in most African countries those civil servants at the retirement they are without houses, but you see farmers already own houses here and there. Why? Because there is productivity, and to gain on this productivity we are going to be taking account fertilizers. Why? Fertilizer increases yield, increases productivity, increases wealth, and you must know your soil texture in order to grow far. Now, in the application of fertilizers, now I gave a period you could apply these fertilizers at 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, no matter the period, whatsoever week which is convenient for you and you think is necessary. Come on, go for it. But I prefer 6 weeks application because why? At 6 weeks, your crops are already growing, it's already looking green, and for people who have intercropped you can see the differences the crops will make. Why? Because you have corn and you have egusi. Like my farm here, we have corn and we have egusi. Corn and egusi in this farm. So this is the best time for you to apply fertilizers. What are the different types of fertilizers you need to apply here? That is the greatest question. So we have urea. Urea could be applied in a 1 hectare farm. A 1 hectare farm is 100 meter by 100 meter. And also apply NPK, which is other people call it 20-10-10. Now, for 1 hectare, you might want to apply 3 bags of both urea and this NPK. If we are to go to the others, they are the grains form. These have grain forms. And why do we apply fertilizers at this level? One thing to take into account is urea gives water to the plant in order to boost the plant. It is applied at 6 weeks mixed with urea, otherwise known as NPK, which is 20-10-10, and applied to it to your crops, be it cabbage, be it yam, be it carrot, be it pepper, be it tomatoes, green spices, corn, granite, etc. etc. No matter the type of farm you are, these two products are really required because why? They are in the forms of grains and they apply just beside the roots of the plant. So if you're planting tomato, cabbages, granite, corn, cassava, beans, whatsoever, urea at 6 weeks is highly recommended. But for educational purpose, most people will want to go in at 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Why? Because as the crop is creeping in, they will want to make a higher profit and a higher gain. So be it 2 weeks, being 4 weeks, being 6 weeks, urea and NPK are still required. So further in the video, I'll give you the cost analysis of all. Now, during 8 weeks, also
Here you
when the
have
crops
your
are green,
harvest more.
Vice to go with
Aggravate, harvest small. We
acrovets.
call it harvest small, but
Acrovets
it's called
now, most
aggravate.
often these
You
are
mix it
now liquid
with your
fertilizers.
gamalin
You apply it
before
with
spraying it.
supercal.
This one
These
is the
are liquid
liquid own. You
fertilizers,
spray
and
it,
you
but
will
spray
need to
it.
spray
While the
them
urea
on
and the
the leaves of the
2010 you
plant.
apply
In
it
the
beside the
urea
root. It is
and the
green,
NPK that they
and
did
these ones are
before,
liquid.
these are grains in
The
which
agave and the
we are
gamalin, you
supposed to
apply
just put
it, you
them beside
spray
the
it on
roots
the
of the plant. There with
leaves of the
agrovet
plant. You
and
spray this one on the
sipical,
leaves.
we ought to put them in our spraying can and just spray them in our crop, and to just have this expected end. Come on, look at how green it is. It's very green, showing that the productivity and the harvest shall be great. Did I say shall be great? Must be great. It must be. Why? To have more money in this life, you ought to invest also more. For you to see somebody's farm as green as this, know the person also has invested a lot of it. Now the question goes thus: what will cost me to have this type of a farm? What are the financial constraints to have these various forms of fertilizers? Does it cost too much? Which period should I buy? How should I apply? For application's sake, please do read the description on each of these products in this video. In the country in which you're found, I believe in every farmer's store, whether you call them farmer store, you call them agricultural store, or agricultural accessories, you will find them there. What are the costs? What is the cost involved here? Come on, let's analyze them from the beginning, which is the finisher that we sprayed before after splashing our land, right up to the last form. Come on, if you're still there, please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like and share our videos. We are grateful you're here, and you sharing your video means a lot to me and pushes me further to really desire to create more videos to help farmers out there, to help also the youths out there who are jobless and they feel like there is no hope. There is hope in farming. There is hope in farming. You can make it in farming. Many others have made it, and you are not an exception. It's just a word for encouragement. So, come on, let's analyze the cost. Cost of herbicide. Herbicide, we are making reference to 1 hectare. We need a bottle of finisher, which costs $15, and gamalin, which is $10, giving us a total cost of about $25. So multiply this $25 to the number of hectares you occupy. If you have 4 hectares, that will be something like $100 to spend on. If you have 10 hectare, you should know you are going in for that. So let's go to the cost of fertilizers. We have the urea, which is sold for $50 per bag or 50 kilograms. Likewise, we have NPK, which is also sold for $50 per 50 kilograms bag, giving us a total cost of $100. So if you are trying to apply it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, calculate $100 times 4. If you're applying this fertilizer just 2 times, you know $100 times 2. It is to increase harvest, as I've said, and all that. And this first form that I've just shown is grains. Now let's look at the other cost of fertilizers, which are liquid form, which you need to spray them as on the leaves of the plant. We have agrovet, which costs about $10, and is of a sachet, means 6 sachet for a hectare, which will go far to $60. We also have harvest small, which we need 4 packets, taking us to $40, and a total cost of about $100 to start your agricultural journey. So note that fertilizers increases yield to 500% to 1000%. It means whatsoever you've planted. The difference is clear between somebody who applied fertilizer and somebody who did not. Now, the only thing you need to know is that fertilizers is not a must. If you're including fertilizers in your work, it's simply to increase your productivity. Most people who do a large scale farming will tell you they can't do without fertilizers. You could also produce your own man-made fertilizers from cow dungs, from leaves, from foods that have been thrown and all that you have decomposed. So do what is best for you and also master the art of the type of farm you're doing. I will not recommend fertilizer for very poor farms, because once a farm is very, very poor, for fertilizers to work, it will require a lot of application. But once that farm is already big and maybe averagely fertile, it increases productivity. Either you are applying only the grain form of fertilizers like urea and NPK, or you are applying the liquid form, which is aggrovate and harvest more. No matter the form, being liquid or solid, whatever works for you is the best. But note that it will increase your productivity, increase your potential gains in the future. I hope your home looks like mine. Thank you. You are still watching this video right now. My heart goes out to you. So, is it finisher? Is it what? If you're having a challenge, please do not forget to comment down below. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and give a thumbs up to this video, and just click on the notification button.